Welcome to Finding Monster Right.
Ooh,
The-
autumnal and cozy.
Show about finding monsters, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me on this fine November evening as we've gathered around the campfire.
We are not around a campfire.
No,
but
this is our Thanksgiving special
oh, okay, then we are around a campfire then.
where we're snacking on knowledge.
Why is this the ASMR episode?
I don't know. But we're going to be talking about apples.
Oh, is that why we're being quiet?
Yeah, you don't want to disturb the apples.
You want to disturb the apples or the thing that snitches them?
Swipes them right from the tree. Takes them from picnickers.
Oh, we're far from that. We're far from the tree. The Appalachian Apple-Snitchin ape.
Yes, aka the albatwitch.
Yes, this is a monster that you learned about on your recent voyage to Maine's own cryptid museum.
Yes, the International Cryptozoology Museum, where they have various dark and dank displays of cryptid monsters and other oddities, I would say.
And much like, you have to go all the way to Disney World to talk to the guy that lives next door, you learned about a Pennsylvania local monster.
I did. The albatwitch, joining both Punxsutawney Phil and what's the sad, gloomy one?
Squonk?
The squonk, as Pennsylvania's their own monsters.
Right. We're still building the Pennsylvania monster canon. But what is an albatwitch?
An albatwitch is a kind of the nickname is a formation of the phrase Apple-Snitch, hence the title.
The Appalachian Apple-Snitchin ape.
Some people have pointed it to Apple-Witch, as in this weird creature that lives in the woods, and swipes on apples. It's a 4-foot tall, Bigfoot type creature.
So small foot.
Yes, a Sasquatch. Is that what they're called?
A Sasquatch?
Yeah.
I think that has a different name in our line of work, but sure.
So they're
Something like an orang pendek or something.
I don't think throwing pen deck into it's gonna help. So they're located out in Columbia, Pennsylvania. A brisk hour and a half voyage, as you called the drive earlier, to central PA, where Amish lands. There are 4 landmarks, and half of them Ben Franklin stayed at. Yeah, it's a quiet little town next to a nature preserve known as Chickies Rock. And Chickies Rock is where many people for centuries have been picnicking.
And that's where the Apple-Snitch, the albatwitch, comes in. Now, is this a creature that is Amish in origin?
I would not say Amish, no.
Okay.
And some people may say that he has Native American roots.
Oh, those people are probably wrong, TBQH.
We'll explore that in a bit. Historically, there may have been some settings. The important ones happened in the 50s and 70s, where a man-like figure was seen several times, and local legends speak of it sounding like the crack of a whip, heard in the woods at night.
It's an odd sound
Whoosh!
to, vocalize.
It sounds like something that a snitch might do. It is rogues do have whip proficiency. So, in addition to this, there's a lot of weird things popping up in Columbia, PA. Like, there are also a lot of Bigfoot sightings around these parts.
They also have a museum dedicated solely to clocks and watches.
Yes, it's not just it's the National Watch and Clock Museum.
And boy, they really don't have anything in this place, do they?
No. So there's the Columbia Crossing River Trail Center.
Okay. That looks like a building next to the Susquehanna River.
Which is where the city's located on.
One of the main landmarks in this place is a CVS. And it's right next to Mount Bethel Cemetery.
Yep, there it is. Wright's Ferry Mansion, which is a place that Ben Franklin went once.
Oh, there we go. You were actually not joking.
No, he actually...
Oh, and there's also Turkey Hill Experience.
Which is It's not a Turkey Hill. You might initially think this is a Turkey Hill, but no, it's the experience of Turkey Hill.
Okay, define Turkey Hill for those that don't know.
Turkey Hill is a Pennsylvania-based gas station / a place where you pick up like milk and ice cream.
Yeah, they have their own brand of ice cream, but also it's gas stations.
Yes.
And this is like the
Hershey Park of Turkey Hill.
Hershey's is a Pennsylvania-based chocolate company.
That has an amusement park next to the chocolate factory.
Yeah. So the Turkey Hill experience is like, you find a golden ticket and some gas station ice cream and you get to hang out with fucking like a Willy Wonka that sells you shitty knives.
Yeah, and this one looks like a very similar Wonka-based experience. It's got a bunch of like toppings.
Is Timothée Chalamet going to be there?
he may.
Smashing
lollipops.
That guy that your girlfriend has a crush on?
Yeah. Giant cows and...
giant cow statues, let's be clear here.
Oh yeah, no, the cows are regular size,
if there were giant cows, that would actually be interesting.
Those are the real cryptids of Columbus.
Of Columbia.
Of Columbia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so it's got glowing reviews, I have to say. Each one of these places has a high 4-point rating.
And like 4,000 reviews. Like, it's not nothing. Is there really nothing to this monster that we're instead looking up reviews for the fucking Low Sticks Willy Wonka chocolate factory?
Look up here on the bend of the river. It's called the Muscle Man Vesta Furnace. It's just a furnace.
All right, well, what's a furnace? What's a furnace in this context?
It's a restoration of a paymaster's office.
What is a paymaster?
Artifacts that used to belong to a muscle man. I don't know what a muscle man is. Maybe we should go here when we make this inevitable trip.
I will not. There's a golf course nearby. That's good because I'm fucking bored. Let's talk about this monster.
Okay, the albatwitch. As you can tell by this photo,
this fucking grainy picture of like an Easter egg that was in an edition of Halo that later got patched out from like 1998.
They looked at it and they were like, "Look, it looks like a Munchkin's hanging himself."
It's fucking late 1900s screen cap, like.
And I like the lack of a caption too.
Yeah, like clearly this is what it is, and like I don't know what shape is supposed to be what in this very grainy cryptid picture on the cryptids wiki, which I believe we've been here before, cryptids.fandom.com.
Yes, we've got some other illustrations here that might be a little more helpful, like this one.
Okay,
this looks like something right out of It
looks like if a chimpanzee were reconstructed in like the All Yesterdays format, where its like skin is shrink wrapped around its skull, like a bad paleo art reconstruction of a dinosaur.
It looks like an early D&D monster.
It looks like a late D&D monster that is bad. Okay, this is a very wholesome picture of Johnny Appleseed, the local historical figure and folk hero of the United States, holding the hand of a small ape living in a tree, which is just wonderful.
He's passing him an apple.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
So, yes, they snatch apples.
Mm-hmm.
And...
What do they do with these apples?
So, they take it from picnickers. They will either eat them or just and throw the core or straight up the whole apple right back at the picnickers. So they pelt them with local weapons. Mm-hmm. And they only cut them down for food, sit on trees. And according to legend, they are either extinct or nearly driven to extinction in the late 19th century.
Oh, well.
So one of those cryptids that's like, maybe these... Oh, you don't see them anymore because they all died. Which no one says about Bigfoot, funny enough.
That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, they just have easily decomposable bones.
This is the part where we talk about like the stock, pseudoscience pop sci bullshit of like, did you know that Gigantopithecus, and like if the words Gigantopithecus leave my fucking mouth again, I want you to kill me.
Okay.
Good.
Is that the fish with the stars?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the mascot of the International Cryptozoology Museum.
Oh, the coelacanth.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of the same thing as Gigantopithecus. You don't have it in you. That's kind of the same thing, the coelacanth story of, like, they found this fish in 1938, but they thought it was dead. Guess that means the Bigfoot is ready to fuck me, personally, Robert W. Morgan.
Yeah. And I want to say a lot of, there was not a lot of evidence-based stuff at the Cryptozoology Museum.
Shocker.
It was more of like you're looking at the shelf and it's like, it looks like any 20-year-old streamer's shelf. Where it's like, look at all these action figures side by side.
Do cryptozoologists stream on albatwitch?
Very, very good.
Oh, we just got another donation, by the way. Thank you, Dickballs69 for the $5. Thank you.
Thanks. Same.
You cannot be a Twitch streamer, I think.
Yeah, no, I can't. Clearly not.
You don't have the. Thank you, Ballsdick69 for the $5 donation. That really means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, I struggle with calling out Bobby Morgs with the 81-cent donation. Thank you very much. Pay it forward.
Thank you very much, Bobby Morg Balldick 69 for the 3-cent donation. Means a lot. Thanks. So that's my experience listening to Twitch streamers. Also,
just calling out.
It's just a bunch of call outs, and it's like you've said this before. When you donate something, are you going to be like, yes, I heard my name said?
Hell yeah!
Yeah!
I'm glad I gave money for attention.
That's worth money to me.
Yeah, so there have been...
Now I'll be famous.
It's all coming up now.
Everything's coming up, Dickballs 69.
My
legal Christian name.
The other 87 viewers are going to rush to search my name. And they're going to see my Twitch streaming account with fewer views than this one.
I'm gonna live forever! I paid 89 cents to stave off death.
Yeah, so there's other...
Fuck you, the Grim Reaper. Alright, go ahead.
Albatwitch is one of many hairy humanoids spotted across the United States. One of which is... there have been other sightings in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
A scant 10 miles, as the wiki puts it.
A scant 10 miles east of Columbia. That does actually put it... How far away is Lancaster from here?
It's going to be a similar, 90 minutes. Sorry.
You are excused. You're excused of your crimes of burping.
So the...
Woo, burp police.
Oh no.
That's what happens when you drink only cider all day in preparation for our Apple-themed episode.
I've had so much cider, it's not even funny. I bought a bushel today, too.
The Apple-themed episode of our podcast. Our podcast has... Hey, remember that one where they just talk about fucking apples because the monster sucks? I like the albatwitch.
Yeah, he's... Well...
he's a cool monster with vibes.
And he's a local legend. Mm-hmm. Which is a really neat thing about him.
Honestly, this is exactly the kind of monster I expect to come out of the fucking hell pit that is central Pennsylvania. Which is so much of a hell pit that's only kind of figurative.
Yeah.
Like, you know Centralia, right? Like that big hole in the ground that goes to hell?
There's literally a hole in Pennsylvania. It's on fire.
There's literally a big hell pit in central PA. Like, I'm not making... Like, it actually is that bad. They made... Silent Hill is a fictionalization... of southeast Pennsylvania.
Yeah, precisely.
Just throwing that out there. Like, that's not wrong.
So, the locals actually heavily endorse the albatwitch. Surprise, surprise. One of their tourist attractions, in case the Turkey Hill experience doesn't get people jived up.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah. You were pointing out something to me earlier about Turkey Hill itself.
Oh, yeah. The actual Turkey Hill. You don't have to type Turkey Hill. I think Google knows what you mean. There it is. So, on the article for Turkey Hill, Pennsylvania, like this landmark, this hill, this is a picture of absolutely goddamn nothing.
It kind of sums up what's going on in this part of Pennsylvania.
There is nothing in this picture. It is a picture of an empty field, and in the background there is a slightly elevated piece of land. And it reminds me of this place I used to drive past. It says, Pioneer Hotels, stay on the hill. And it's like 3 feet higher than the road. Like, this is not a notable landmark.
Yeah. You would not say that the views it provides of the surrounding area have been described as striking and breathtaking?
I want to take the breath of whoever fucking wrote that, because it's a lie.
Yeah, so it probably received its name from a large turkey farm nearby. Very seasonal. But this is the part that I like, is that there are also several skunk cabbages seeps on the slope.
Friends of the show, skunk cabbage.
Near the oxbow, there are forested wetlands, shrub swamps, graminoid openings.
Graminoid openings are like a kind of angular sort of door that was left behind by aliens that the Power Rangers now have to fight, that lead to the planet of the Graminoids, Gamma Prime, which is where Zordon's uncle is hiding, and they need to rescue the 6 great crystals from his chest in order to save the town of Turkey House, California, where they live. There's 6 of them. All of their ethnicities correspond to the different colors of Power Rangers. Yes, even the pink one. I don't know how that makes sense.
I'm not gonna guess. That's a trap. I'm not walking into that one.
There's no right answer.
Yeah. I've never seen a Wikipedia article with so many hyperlinks that I do not want to click on. I don't care about skunk cabbage or...
Skunk cabbage! We've talked about skunk cabbage before in the show.
We have. It's not a glowing endorsement for our show.
They're endothermic. We were talking about them during the shark episode.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, the locals, they love it. That's why they have the albatwitch Day Festival.
Oh my god. Wow. This episode is not focused at all.
We just celebrated this a couple weeks ago.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Good. Trolley rides, dungeon tours, speakers, live music, dungeon tours. Does the albatwitch have a dungeon?
It's probably not nearly that fun. I've seen, when I was in Ireland, there was a couple of places where it's like you're touring a castle and it's like, oh, check out the dungeon, and you're like, ooh, and it's just like a pit.
Oh.
And there's nothing celebrated about it, nothing fantastical. It's probably like a cave.
Wait a minute, dungeon tours. Okay, if it's like a constructed dungeon in Ireland, okay. Medieval times, you build a castle, you have a dungeon. It's how you do. In America, we didn't really have castle times, but I can think of a situation where maybe some people were put in a basement.
I think that's a pretty weird jump.
I mean...
For the Amish country.
Is it? How much do we really know about?
Oh, well, we'd have to go there and tour the dungeon to find more out more about it.
I think we would have to need to know that this was not some kind of a place where human slaves were kept.
I do not think so.
On your Apple Monkey days.
So the fun stuff about the albatwitch here is that they've kind of coined the phrase Albie.
Aww.
And
he's like the mascot for the albatwitch. He has these anime eyes. Like,
this is some real anime eyes. I feel like someone's like daughter drew this.
Okay, no. So this anime fan from the middle of Columbia, Pennsylvania, do you think they are like a trans anarcho-socialist cat girl or like a Nazi? Because there's only 2 kinds of anime fans that I know of. But stake your claim. I'm
surprised. This is the most anime that Central PA has ever been.
So which kind of anime fan are they? Because you can only be one. Cat girl or Nazi?
I don't believe that's true.
Nya or Nazi?
I
think I pretty much cemented my status as the former, based on our Puss in Boots episode.
The other aspect of the albatwitch that I think is very appropriate for this day in history is its relationship to the Native American tribes.
Oh yeah, the Susquehannocks.
Yes, the Susquehannocks are believed that on some of their shields they've depicted an ape-like monster.
Okay, so I'm going to explain something to every cryptozoology researcher in the world. Sometimes, and write this down, sometimes stylized... I want you to make sure you're actually writing this down. If you know what the fuck a chupacabra is, I want you to write this down. Sometimes stylized depictions of human beings don't have photorealistic proportions because it's just a drawing or a carving or something. And that wasn't the point.
Are you saying that Albie doesn't have eyes like these?
No, Albie the albatwitch does not actually have anime eyes. I also want to be clear about something. Sometimes when you draw a picture of a guy, it looks kind of like an ape or an alien or something, but that doesn't mean that's what it is. Yeah. It could just be a drawing of a guy that's a little wrong because it looks better that way.
Ask any child under 7 to draw you a man, and you'll see a Bigfoot if you try hard enough.
What a delightful experiment, really.
Draw a man.
Okay.
He's got lasers.
Anyway, apples.
The legend of the albatwitch, which comes mainly from an area known as Chicky Rock. We mentioned that. I've got some photos to show in a moment. Sounds like a vague yet unsettling spook tale.
What's the story? Spook tale.
It said that the monster makes their presence known through whip crack noises. We mentioned those earlier. They come from the dark woods. Is this a spooky image to you? Dark forest ahead of you and you hear like whip cracks.
Yeah. Kind of spooky.
And there's a movie called The Appletrix Project.
It can't be a good movie. Ooh.
Yes.
Well, first off, I want to talk about, scroll up a little bit on this website. Higher. Music by Dillweed. Well, Squidward, this is exactly how I pictured your band would look.
Yeah, so we have Amish Doug Dimmadome.
We have Amish Doug Dimmadome with the banjo. Some, like, a kindergarten teacher with a cello. Yes. And then, like, some guy who looks like a cold racist with another banjo. He may not be a racist. He does look cold, though. Somebody should give him a sweater, really.
The Amish guy has, swimmer's goggle glass, like eyeglasses.
Oh my gosh. And he has like a hat that's just shaped like a child's drawing of a hat. And he has like a bit of an Osama bin Laden beard going on.
Yeah, I feel like this,
And the band is called Dillweed. We are Dillweed!
Come at you live with all the sounds from the sticks.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Blink-a-dink, dink-a-dink-dink-a-dink. I throw in apple, it comes back to me. Throw in apple, it comes from a tree. It's the albatwitch. Blink-a-dink-dink.
When the drummer does the 1, 2, 3, 4 thing with the sticks, they just keep banging the sticks.
Yeah. That's the instrument. Blink-a-dink-ding, the apple from the tree. Apple from the tree comes back to me.
He's the
pyrotechnics.
The Appalachian Apple-Snitchin ape.
Appalachian Apple-Snitchin ape. I think our Pennsylvania heritage actually shone through with that being a... God damn it, there's a picture of Gigantopithecus on this website, isn't there? Fucking goddamn it. I think our Pennsylvania heritage actually shone through with that. Like, we actually kind of pulled off a fucking amazing banjo banger.
I don't...
Like, that was a folk song.
How many...
that's a folk song about staying the fuck out of the woods, which I think we might have within us, like, culturally and emotionally to do.
I also think that, like... It kind of proves that we, in the same way that I have the same qualifications as Bill Nye, like we've got the same Pennsylvania heritage roots as any of these fucks.
As any of these fucking dillweeds. Which is not an insult.
Yeah.
That's their name. That's what they're called, is the dillweed.
Yeah, look at this event over here. It's like it's a brew pub. You're just trying different ales.
That sounds lovely.
That's what Pennsylvania Dutch were all about. So, Chickies Rock. I've got some wonderful pictures here of this very, very spooky rock off the Susquehanna River. What words of description would you use to describe this rock?
Round.
Yeah, it's very round. It kind of rises out of the... it almost looks like it's rising out of the water.
Like an apple.
An apple bobbing on water. Do you know why they do that?
Why?
Because they are less dense than the water.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a reason.
The reason's they're less dense. And they're full of ghouls.
You know the Susquehannock were traditional enemies of friends of the show, the Lene Lenape.
Uh-oh. We've got a culture war in our Thanksgiving episodes.
Well, I mean, you know, traditional enemies in the way that like the English and the French were, I assume. These two folks were warring.
Or the English and the Scottish.
Well, yeah, or the English and the Irish.
Or the English and the Indians.
Or the English and the Native Americans.
Yeah.
Or the English and the Boers.
The English.
Or the English versus the rest of the planet.
The English versus the English.
Or the English versus themselves.
Hello
Anyway, the Lenape name for the Susquehannock translates to gland's penis. Which is basically like saying, like, the exonym for the Susquehanna given to them by their traditional enemies, the Lenape, were translated as those dick balls over there.
Which is pretty... I'm glad that insults haven't changed over the centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much the crudest thing you could call someone. The albatwitch festival.
The albatwitch festival.
So this past Saturday, the event occurred.
Oh, man.
Several Saturdays ago.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm less sad.
Yes, I'm trying to see what their lineup was. 11 to 12 was Dillweed.
11 to 12 was Dillweed, and then Sound Menthol, Swamp Thumpers, Beach Creeper, and then Tang Moon. These were the bands.
This is also the drink lineup as well.
Oh, okay. Honestly, no. Oh my god, these would be some killer mixed drinks. I don't even drink that much anymore, but I would drink Sound Menthol in a heartbeat.
Yeah, get some mix some Sunny D and a Blue Moon to get Tang Moon.
Okay. My assignment for you, the listeners. Thank you for sticking with us so far. My assignment for you is to make a mixed drink called Dillweed, Sound Menthol, Swamp Thumper, Beach Creeper, and Tang Moon. I believe in you. I think these are actually really good, like, mixology prompts.
This logo is also something else I gotta talk about. Look at this thing.
Very scary of like a baboon or something.
Yeah.
With its mouth agape.
The albatwitch, I assume.
Yeah.
In addition to music, they've got food and other vendors. So, it's a usual craft fair. I take it.
Yeah.
And the haunted trolley tour, which I find very funny. It's the more advanced version of like the haunted hayride. The dungeon tours are still happening. I don't know. There's no further information about them. Maybe I wonder if that's part of the legend is that they once captured an albatwitch.
Oh.
They imprisoned him for scrumping.
Scrumping being the specific word that the English language has for stealing fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was...
There we go. Orang Pendek.
Ah, there he is.
Other cryptids like Orang Pendek found in Indonesia are believed by some cryptozoologists to have descended from a minute prehistoric human known as Homo florazensis, nicknamed the Hobbit. Yeah. I knew that already, because cryptozoology hasn't changed in the past 12 years since I was, like, super into it.
So, the rest of the stuff here...
Whoa, these are some big catfish.
There are several Tinder profile pictures and of people catching catfish. Big old catfish. Oh, look, it's a contest.
Mm.
And it's in Pennsylvania because there's a junk food factory tour.
There's a Hare's Snack Factory tour and a Julia Sturgis's pretzel bakery.
It's all close. It's all.
I want to talk about Hare's chips. The most media relevance these chips have is one episode of The Office, of Disney's NBC's Marvel's The Office, and it's just, like, it's a ubiquitous chip in this region of the world, and it blew my mind as a young child that more people weren't talking about hares on a global stage. But let me tell you, like, as far as brands of chips go, I don't actually know what makes one better than the other, and I'm not actually upset about it anymore. I just wanted to say something because I feel like I'm flagging.
I think it's important to give hares their due.
I don't think so. They're fine. They make chips.
Yeah. The other pretzels, though, do you know, is not a thing that everywhere.
Pretzels are not a thing everywhere.
They're more regional than you would think.
Like soft pretzels?
Like soft pretzels, hard pretzels. On this, I'm sorry to keep bringing it up, but on my tour in Ireland, we were there with people from all over the globe. Australians don't know what the fuck a pretzel is.
They don't know what a pretzel is?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
That's so ubiquitous here.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, we're like, the Dutch people tied up dough in knots, and then they made it real hard.
Yeah.
And now we sell it, we've been selling it for hundreds of years.
But like regular pretzels.
Pretzels, no. They've never seen one.
Regular pretzels in a jar or something.
Nope.
Like, wow, that's absurd. And also it strikes me as like something that like the Australians made up like to fuck with you. Like that thing about how they have the saying of, like, I'm not here to fuck spiders, which is, like, not really a thing that anyone says.
Yeah, and how they made up, like, the dingoes and the koalas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all just plushies.
Right. Or how they made up the drop bear.
Yeah.
No, we're taking that out. We gotta do a drop bear episode.
I agree.
Imagine the accents. It'll be so wonderful.
We've lowered the bar with the albatwitch.
We've also lowered the bar with Australian representation on this show.
Yeah, we get Jackson back for the drop bear.
I don't know. That seems kind of on the nose.
That seems above him than below him.
Or in the Australian parlance, on the nose.
It's not bad.
Thank you.
It's very easy if you use 1 or 2 syllables at a time.
All you got to do is just stretch no into like a 6-syllable word. No.
I love
I'm sorry, all of Australia. This always happens when we get a guest on with it.
we just make fun of their voice from here on out.
Boy, I'm mean and bad to work with. Anyway, the albatwitch.
In a few episodes, we'll make fun of the whip noise sounds. Like, what are you, this Indiana Jones wannabe?
Look at his...
He's always pictured so innocently, I have to say.
I can't say that looks innocent. It looks very, like, haunted. Like, he's seen some shit, clearly. It's like a monkey it's like an ape with a skull face.
I think I have a lot of affinity with the albatwitch. Because I, as we mentioned, love apples.
Yeah.
With all my heart.
It's true.
I could strike this pose. I could cross my legs in a tree with just a bushel of apples. Oh, do you want me to?
Not necessarily,
okay.
But I feel like you want to.
Perhaps by the end of this episode.
Are we not near the end?
Yeah, we're actually getting very close.
Okay, good.
The other thing I want to ask about the albatwitch, as I asked for about most of our monsters, therapy animal needs therapy or therapist.
Needs therapy. Why are you stealing apples? There's so much else to eat. And, like, you can just buy apples in a damn store. If you just go into a store and just buy some apples, like, they'll let you do it, and you have to put on pants, but besides that, they'll let you do it, and you can just leave.
That might be
You can't buy alcohol, though, because it's Pennsylvania.
That might be where they draw the line on wearing pants.
Oh, okay.
That might not be a good fit for them.
You know what? Valid and fair. Never mind. Continue living in the woods and stealing apples, babes. Follow your dreams.
Yeah. How do you think they would interact with the other 2 Pennsylvania monsters we've covered?
I think they would steal the Squonk's apples and make him upset, and then they would... well, okay, in our canon, is Breege free?
No.
No, she has to be. Come on.
She should be.
Breege is free.
Breege being the goddess that Pennsylvania Felt truly is.
Right. As we learned.
We spent a lot of... This is like Gargoyles. The holiday episodes are important, and you have to watch them.
True. Okay, if Albatwitch Day comes against Groundhog Day, like...
you can only go to one of them.
The Albatwitch locals are just going to start, like, throwing apples, because that's the thing, you throw apples back into the woods, it says on the website.
Yeah.
So
they
just start throwing apples at Gobbler's Knob.
And at Gobbler's Knob, they're like, run.
They just start play the song of ancient Punxsutawney War, and it's like
they pull out their fire resistant canes.
It's like strike up the music, the band has begun. Pennsylvania polka.
It's like a battle of the bands.
Yeah.
Because they're twitching and snitching and coming for your apples.
And put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can climb.
Far up on Chickies Rock, they own this land.
I got you, babe. We got you, babe.
And then Bigfoot has to come out and, like, ref them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've had it up to here with you Pennsyltuckies.
what a rude nickname for the rest of my family. I love it.
Yeah.
Wait, I need like a drawing right now of that one picture of Bill Clinton with the representatives of Israel and Palestine like doing this. Yeah. I need that with like Bigfoot and like a member of the inner circle and like some dude with an Osama bin Laden beard, a bad hat, and a banjo. There can be peace. Oh wait, it's not Bigfoot, it's Gritty.
Oh yes.
Yes. Oh god. Okay, I have to try. I need to learn how to draw so I can draw this.
Yeah, no, the Gritty makes way too much sense. This is our fourth Pennsylvania monster then.
I mean, yeah, Pennsylvania episode is definitely a genre of episode that we have.
Yeah. So I hope y'all can enjoy the traditions of your own state from your own Turkey Hill. This Thank Turkey Day.
Yeah, we should do some more explicit state monsters. Maybe that's another goal for 2022. No more Pennsylvania monsters.
Yeah, I there's not too many left.
Fair.
So all in favor. Let's travel these states. So let's take the albatwitch to the final rating place. Where do you put this apple nippin' ape? This apple lootin' ape.
Appalachian apple lootin' ape.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how this creature got started. I don't know.
Oh, we never really talked about it. Like, what could this cryptid be?
Well, because it's fictional. We talked about Gigantopithecus. All you gotta do is say Gigantopithecus once during a cryptid podcast, and then people are like, oh, logical. So, I don't know why there's this legend of, like, taking apples and throwing apples back.
It's very low stakes.
Yeah, it's very fearsome critters of the lumber woods with a few desert and mountain beasts. I think a monster has to represent a fear of the unknown. And I think the concept of, something tossing your apple back to you, it needs to have hands to toss. And so it can only be, like, something unknown in the woods. That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
It's just like an expansion of that one scene from E.T.
Mm-hmm. It's rolling the apple. It's rolling the ball back.
Yeah.
And you freak out and then run to your
horse-drawn RV.
Correct.
Except they're not horses. They're actually just a pair of white-tailed deer that you've strapped to the front of your fucking Subaru RV, which they make now only in Pennsylvania, and
they don't run in a straight line.
Yeah, because you've just like duct taped. You don't know how to harness an animal, so you just like duct tape some rope onto like a wild stag that you've trapped somehow in your fucking like ghillie suit, fucking nonsense trap, and then you've like duct taped it to your RV and expect it to run. This'll make it fly, Deborah. Deborah, it'll fly.
You've taped it specifically to like where the gas goes.
Deborah Shannon, this RV will fly because I have duct tape enough deer to it and captured Santa Claus as Christian magic.
I've solved the gas problem.
I have solved the gas crisis.
But now we have a corn problem. Luckily, we're Pennsylvania.
Anyway, albatwitch. I'm going to give albatwitch I'm going to give him a Dick Balls 34 out of Dick Ball 69.
Okay.
Because it just doesn't seem like a lot. I like that we had a chance to talk about Pennsylvania and apples and apes. And it is a monster. And it's a good episode. And we crushed it. But, like, this is a monster born of the doldrums of living in the middle of the fucking woods with nothing to do, and that sucks.
Yeah, I could see that. Although I've got some affinity for A, an apple lover.
Oh, true.
And B, making, like, the most of, like, living in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. My time at my first job living near Reading, Pennsylvania.
Move out.
Made me feel this very much.
It's very much the Patton Oswalt bit about the test of the small town, right?
Yeah.
Like, you either move out or go crazy.
Yeah, so I want to say, good for Columbia, Pennsylvania. For having something, a dumb story in their legendary lore, and saying, like, let's do it. They're only like a quarter of their history is Ben Franklin was here once.
The other quarter is watches, and then there's an ape that steals your apples that lives in the woods, and the other is there's an amusement park themed after a gas station.
Yes. So, good on them for doing that, and I'm glad the albatwitch can be their icon. So, I'm giving the albatwitch for that a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah, because, we're bros.
Right. What's your favorite apple?
Macintosh. Hands down. It's tastes like a Granny Smith, nice and sour, but it's a red apple, so the skin ain't, real tough to get through. Your top apple? Gala are bad for me. I don't know why. But my stomach doesn't like them. I ate a Gala apple, I'm like, oh man, I'm more hungry than when I started this apple. That's bad food. Bad food makes you more hungry. Red Delicious, garbage. Everyone knows that.
How do you feel about a Honeycrisp?
I think they're pretty good. They can be good. So is a Brauburn. It's another top apple.
A Golden Delicious is normally pretty good for me.
Versus a Red Delicious, yes. I would take that.
Well, yeah. It's not the best. Honeycrisp is good. A Fuji apple is pretty solid. Granny Smith is maybe my least favorite of the green apples, but it's still solid.
Yeah. I know it's late November, but if you have the opportunity, stop by your local apple orchard. So thank you for joining us on this wonderful episode of Finding Monster Rights, and please enjoy the wonderful sounds of dill weed.
Well, I had